Thank you very much, Arno. Trust is increased by lower risk perception. This company brings innovation in spine surgery by reducing risks related to surgical procedure itself, but also the risk of reparation. Please welcome Jonas Larsson, co-founder and co-CEO of BioMedical.
Good evening. So I'm Jonas Larsson. I'm a co-founder and co-CEO of BioMedical. BioMedical is, we're doing spine surgical solutions for thoracolumbar surgery. It's an existing market of about $8 billion with big companies like Medtronic, Stryker, and others who are active in that area. Let me see. Where do I press? Yeah, the green one. So why do we develop something new in this existing space? So spine surgery is currently underperforming. The science and the publications show that after 2 to 5 years, 10 to 40% of the people get a reoperation. And 40% of this comes from mechanical failures. And in a 15-year follow-up study, they showed that 75% of the people are dissatisfied of the results. On top of this, the existing solutions are very complex, and maybe that's a part of why it's like this. So if you want to do everything, you have to bring in 400 implants, screws into the operating room, many trays, like 100 of instruments. And it's really complex. They use a few of these things, then it has to be re-sterilized, re-cleaned, refilled, and then used again. So, and these are heavy, and you introduce a lot of biomechanical forces into the construct. So what we have done is, BioMedical has done, we started developing hardware consisting of universal implants and smart instruments. So it's basically 26 screws that do the same job as these hundreds of screws without taking away options for the surgeons. And you can see that in the middle picture, there is a very complex scoliosis that has been operated with our system. And then the smart instruments, which is basically a pack, which you can see out on our desk, of ready-to-use, off-the-shelf instrument kit. So this is from this you can see. This is from one of our German customers. This is what they used before, and this is what they use now when they do our surgery with us. On top of this, we have developed an augmented reality solution that helps the surgeon intraoperatively to adapt the implant construct to the patient's anatomy and so on, to further decrease the biomechanical forces and help with improving the outcome. So the results, we have been on the market now for 6 years with our system. So we had 6 years of clinical experience. And we can show that we reduces the implant failure with about 3 times. And we reduce the time in studies, all these are peer-reviewed studies, with about 30% of usage for surgery in the operating room. And we reduce the infection risk with 2 to 5 times, depending on which publications you compare to. This translates, of course, to big financial benefits on top of the patient benefits for the hospital and for the community, healthcare community in general. We also, on top of this, as it's sterile, we also reduce the operational cost, and we had a study in Germany that showed that it decreases by 1,600 euros per surgery. On top of this, we have also done an environmental study, as these are single-use systems, showing that actually, despite the fact that our single-use systems, we decrease the environmental impact with 75% compared to the traditional systems. So very, very big benefits for the patient and for the community overall. So we have been on this market for 6 years. And this year we expect to end the year about 14 million Swiss francs in sales. We have a very high conversion rate and the repeat users where the business is coming from. So we're now ready for a real scale-up of the company. Especially we're focusing on the US, where we start to get some real traction in a couple of areas where we started focusing on. And then we have some more exciting developments coming on also. So that's why I'm here. So what we are doing as a next step is that we are looking for a financing round of 15 million Swiss francs or euros or dollars. It's the same right now, right? And this will be really used to scale up the company in the US, in Germany, DACH, what we say, Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, as well as next year launching some new technologies which are complementary to which we already have. So that's any questions you have, you're welcome to visit us at the booth later. Thank you.